Oh, shit.
Hello Marines, my name is Ivan Carter and I'm a big game hunter in Africa, and that clip that you've just seen is a perfect example in my world of how important split-second correct decisions are, how important it is to be completely aware of your surroundings as you're moving through the bush, to be able to survive those situations, and more importantly, to be totally lethal and effective in that scenario. This DVD is going to make you aware of and train you on the Cooper's color code. It was developed by retired Lieutenant Colonel Jeff Cooper, who realized some of his Marines were able to shoot very, very well on the range, but get them out in a real war scenario, in a confrontation, and their shooting wasn't that good. And so what he did is he developed this color code, which coded each different level of awareness, different level of panic, and different level of lethality into a very simple color pattern. The lowest color on the spectrum is color white. It's where you're completely unaware of your scenario, you're completely unprepared, and your heart rate is real low. It's between 60 and 80 beats per minute. That's a situation you've been out on patrol, you've been out for several hours, you're on your way back to the fob, you're not walking particularly effectively, you're certainly not very aware of what's going on, you're stumbling a little bit, and all you can think of is getting back to the fob. Let's get back to my scenario. You're walking through the bush, you have no idea that there's a lion nearby, and that kind of lack of awareness is what can really lead you into a dangerous situation. In a very familiar non-combat scenario, let's take a look at these junior Marines. They're in the PX, they're just horsing around with each other, and they have no awareness of what's going on around them. The next color on the color code is condition yellow, or color yellow. It's a relaxed state of general awareness, general alertness. Your heart rate's going to be at about 60 or 80 beats per minute, so it hasn't raised, but you're completely alert. Your head's on a swivel, and you've got a good idea of what's going on around you. In a hunting world, this is walking through the bush, completely aware of the sights and the sounds around you, and if something were to come up, like in this instance the lion, you're absolutely ready to deal with that scenario. Once again, let's have a look at our guys in the PX. This time, they're in condition yellow. As soon as they see the gunnery sergeant through the window of the PX, they completely tidy up their act and they're ready for him when he walks in the door. When you're on patrol, you should always be in condition yellow. Condition yellow is where you're completely aware of everything going on around you, you've got your head on the swivel, you know what's happening with the rest of your fire team, and you're completely ready for anything that might develop. Condition orange is a heightened state of alert, where a specific threat is developing. Your adrenaline begins and your heart rate goes up between 80 and 115 beats per minute. That's a point where you're getting ready to fight. You're not fighting already, but you're getting ready to fight. You've moved out of the yellow, which is your state of awareness, and you're moving into the orange, which is just getting ready to fight and monitoring a specific threat. In my scenario, we notice that the lion's starting to growl, we know exactly where it's going to come from, and we prepare ourselves for the charge, which at that point is inevitable. Condition red is your fighting state of mind. It's where you're the most aggressive and the most efficient. Your heart rate is way up there at 115 to 175 beats a minute. Your adrenaline is flowing and you really are your most efficient. In this scenario, the lion has already begun its charge. You're completely focused on making the right shot at the right time, knowing back of your mind that if you don't make that perfect shot, you're going to die. Condition red while you're on patrol is where the threat has emerged. You're moving in either during a firefight, either during a direct confrontational scenario where somebody's been ordered to stop and they haven't stopped. You know exactly what your plan is and you're completely ready for a fight. Condition black is a state of complete panic. It's catastrophic breakdown. Your heart rate jumps up to over 175 beats a minute and basically you become useless. That's a kind of scenario, if we had been walking along in the white and suddenly that lion charged, there would have been such panic trying to load rifles, trying to get ready for that scenario that somebody would have been injured or killed. In the non-combat scene in the PX, everybody's sitting in condition white, completely unaware of their surroundings. The gunnery sergeant walks in, everybody goes into a complete panic as he starts to shout. They can't even remember his rank. They can't even remember where they are or what they're supposed to be doing, and they're completely useless in that scenario. Their heartbeats have jumped up through the roof. You can see they're actually very scared. You can see they're completely ineffective in that scenario. They can't even follow a simple order. Condition black is very, very dangerous, Marines. It's a place where you will die and you'll be completely ineffective as a hunter. So it's very important to patrol in condition yellow to avoid the need to step up to condition black. Patrolling in condition yellow will be able to give you the observation skills to spot condition orange when it arrives, slip into condition red, and be ready for anything and perfect at fighting. In closing, Marines, let's just have a look at that lion scene in real time again. You see the professional hunters, they've identified where the lion is as a result of being in condition yellow. They prepare themselves, get themselves through orange and into red. As the lion charges, all of the professional hunters are in condition red. They're all completely ready for the fight, and they're fighting. At this moment, anybody to slip into the black, or anybody that was caught unawares and ended up inadvertently slipping into the black, would have either been killed or very badly injured. Marines, it's the real world out there. Stay in condition yellow and get out there and be the hunter.